Hey everybody, welcome to Jeff Talks. I'm your host Jeffrey, and I'm basically interviewing everyone that I find interesting or my friends and family, and yeah, just to get to know people. Hopefully, to give you advice or a little funny story. Today, I'm joined by my dear friend Kyle, who
What's
is
up?
who is one of the co-hosts on the Miles Zero podcast.
It's nice to hear that you find me interesting. That's really nice. I feel like guests are gonna enjoy hearing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys should know me. I'm in the podcast, so
You should know me and Kyle, basically. So yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
you better know me. Is what he's trying to say.
No, but this is just like an in-depth and a very short interview of what I would want to know about you and what I would like to know
Oh,
about
Jesus,
you.
I'm getting
Or
scared. He has so many questions on that little notepad.
or you can just tell me like a little funny storylines or give people advice. It's basically like a smaller version of the Miles Zero podcast, but it's with my own twist of whatever the fuck I want it to be. Anyway, how'd you get your start?
Ah, jeez. Get my start in what?
I don't know.
Like,
Tell me about yourself.
How did I get to where I am today?
Tell me how little Kyle grew up and how was life.
How little Kyle grew up. All right, well, I've been living in the same house since I was born. I've been there since I came out the womb. I was actually conceived. I was not conceived. I was actually like manifested from my mom's vagina in that household. No, I'm kidding. I was born at St. Mary's Hospital. But I've been in the same house ever since. Same family, very small family, which I am extremely grateful for, because I've seen how big families are, and it's very stressful to me, having to keep track, and there's so much family drama and stuff. We're just chilling. Same people will wake up. Basically about 5, 6 people in my household. It's me. Well, at the time, it was me, my mom, my brother, sister, grandma. It was us 5 up until about 5 years ago, when actually no, I'm gonna take that back. Up until about, how old, Gabby? 11? Oh, Jesus.
You're gonna get
9.
flamed for
She's
this.
9. She's 9. So 9 years ago, my niece was born. My sister had a child. She joined the family. And then, so yeah, +1 to the household right there. So that's 6 of us there. And then my mother actually passed away 5 years ago. So then -1. So now we're back to 5.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, small family. I grew up all females. I've never had another male in my household besides, well, my brother. But he moved out and he was always going somewhere else. So I basically was raised by women, which I blame for me being so compassionate. I feel like I'm really in tune with emotions, and I know how people feel and how they work in that sense. So I'm grateful for that. I feel like that's something growing up in an all-woman household has taught me, while possessing the same, what's the word for like manly,
Testosterone.
while producing all the testosterone in the world. While keeping the
Keeping
Jesus,
the house down.
not even, what's the word for like manly things? For
Mowing the lawn, just hardware stuff.
like the general word. There's.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna move on until I find this word. I'm sorry.
Nah, let's move on.
Anyway.
Yeah, but you get what he means. You get what he
Yeah,
means.
I can still fix shit and all that.
Yeah. You can still do the masculine task.
Masculine. That was the fucking word.
All right, the masculine
I still
task.
obtain the masculinity. So I kind of got a little bit of both worlds. But that's pretty much it. And I was a very lazy kid, I would say. I play video games all the freaking time, 24/7, which I don't think is a bad thing. And like I said, I'm glad I did it. I don't really have no regrets. But yeah, I guess I was always living in a situation that, drugs and alcohol and fighting and yelling and
Yeah.
all those, that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I was
Which
always
is-
in the center of it.
Yeah, which is something like it's very hard to talk about, but it's something that I feel like this generation needs to hear about.
Yeah, for sure. I
Because
feel like everybody, like,
because everyone secretly does go through all this stuff, but they don't want to talk about it. And I feel like if everyone in this world were to know that maybe even your neighbor or one of your best friends is going through the same problem as you, life wouldn't be as hard as you think it is.
yeah, exactly.
And we can all relate to the same problems. We can all probably help each other out at the end of the day. And speaking of that, Kyle, you've been my brother since for the past couple of years now, and I've
Mhm.
known you basically ever since we were kids. We've always been around each other, but we were never that close of friends.
Mhm.
We met around when baseball season started. I was playing with your best friend Jonah,
Shit. Oh
and
my
that's how I
God.
got to know you because I was like, oh look, I was in the
That was like, how long? Like 9 years ago now?
9
No,
years ago.
more than, yeah, like 9.
yeah,
About 9 years. Long ass time ago.
yeah,
We were both little baseball kids.
and yeah. You've always grown around me. I've always grown up around you and stuff like that. We've been friends.
We were just kind of that, not real close, but say hi in the hallway type friends.
Yeah, and then we got close in high school, senior and junior year,
Yeah.
and that's when it all started.
Yeah, it was about the summer of sophomore year, I think.
Yeah,
Summer,
it was the
it was like middle of junior year.
It was the beginning of junior year, Christmas junior year. That's when
Yeah, because summer of junior year was when
we
like-
started hanging out a lot.
yeah,
But yeah,
we
there's just some
solidified our friendship.
questions that I wanted to ask you, and I feel like this would be a closer bondship to us. Again, I just wanted to say that if you don't feel comfortable answering these questions, or if you want to move on, you could just tell me and I'll cut it out, or you could just be like
Okay.
anything like that. But I've always wanted to ask you about your past because I was curious, and I don't know if you feel comfortable talking about it. You could just let me know now.
Nah, I feel good. I'm kind of excited too.
About your past, this is gonna be a rough topic to jump into, but it's just something that I've been really curious about.
Mhm.
Like, you said that your mom,
I knew it. I knew that's the first one everybody always wants to hear about.
yeah,
That's fine. Go ahead.
no, but it's like I've known you for so long, and I never knew that, and I've always kept that respect towards you because Pat and I've talked about it. I don't know if you know, we've talked about it. We're just like, I wonder what happened. And like, I feel bad, but I want to keep that respect towards you. If you don't want
Yeah.
to talk about it, if you don't want to bring it up yourself,
Nah, for sure.
but in Jeff Talks, I'm ruthless and I uncover things. No, I'm kidding. No, but no. With all due respect, I'm very sorry, and I do send my condolences and stuff like that.
Good.
But yeah, I just wanted to know what happened.
You want to know like how it happened, or like
What happened?
just kind of the general?
The general.
All right. So me and my mom were close. We weren't like very very close. She grew up with disability, not mental, physical. She's a smart ass lady, but she had some physical problems that kept her from being able to move around a lot or go places or drive, and that caused that may have been the reason for some of her drug addictions in the past. She wasn't bad when, from what I understand, my brother and sister tell me she was way worse before I was born. So when I was born, she cut back a lot as far as that stuff goes, because she grew up in the time when that stuff was like booming, you know.
Yeah.
And so
The opioid crisis and
yeah,
all
she
that.
got caught up in all that, and yeah, it's one thing led to another. Basically, when it was my turn to be raised by her, she kind of tightened up in that sense. But there were still the precautions of it in the past, and so. But we were really close. I mean, I loved my mom. My mom loved me, and you know, we were like best friends. We shared a room because you know we were living in the same house with my grandma. You know, my grandma's pretty
Yeah.
much the one who took care of all of us.
Yeah.
But me and my mom were really close, and later down the line, she ended up moving to the duplex. My grandma owns another house in the same area, same neighborhood that we would get rent off of. So in order just to clear some space up at the house, she would move her to the duplex with my brother. That's when he left. So they were living over there, and the past that was 3 years. And I wasn't living with my mom. I was living with my grandma.
Yeah.
So we were still in the same neighborhood and everything. It's just like it would have just worked out better if
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
worked
For
out.
sure.
If things went that way because of my school and everything. I still saw her all the time. And so, yeah, no, we were close, but it's not like she was in the least disrespectful way possible. It wasn't like she was my only outlet. So yeah, she wasn't. I was mainly raised by my grandma. You know, she'd feed me every morning. She helped me with school. She would do all the stuff that a mother should do. that she could do, you know.
Yeah.
But she couldn't do things like take me out, which I completely understood, because she could hardly walk because she had like this leg problem with her leg from an incident in her past. So she was a mother in every place she could have been a mother, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I got the affection I needed that I feel. You know, it's just it was up to my grandma to kind of keep the lights on and the electric going and stuff like that, you know.
Mhm.
And so it was just a really weird feeling when okay, so basically how she ended up going was she met up with an old friend, and they were, you know, doing things how they used to do back in the day. So in other words, she did get back into drugs and all that. And I don't think she was ready for it because she had been clean for a while. And I wasn't there when anything happened. I was at home, and we got a phone call. My sister, actually no, my brother called me, or he called the house phone. I answered. He asked for my sister, so I gave it to my sister. And blah blah blah. The news was broken there. That's something that happened with Mom. And that night, we ended up, I don't want to get too far into detail, but
Yeah. No.
yeah, it's just like that was the night, and it was just a really weird feeling, like, because I wasn't as close with her as I was in the past due to the whole moving thing and
Yeah, and it's
separating,
just like
and it was just really weird. Like, it's something I was always afraid of because of how she was. But it's I mean, that's just something you'd never think could possibly happen, you know. I mean, I think she just turned 50 when it happened, and that was my freshman year of high school. And I remember after that, that was kind of the moment when I realized I was a lot stronger than I thought I was mentally, because
losing somebody of that figure in your life could be extremely traumatic.
devastating. It can fuck somebody up instantly.
Yeah.
But I kept my composure for the most part, and I mean everybody in my family, and they were fucking wrecks for like months after, and I think I only cried like once or twice, and it was really weird because everybody else was so distraught by it, and they were all looking at me like, "What's wrong with you? Like, why aren't you sad?" You know?
It's
And I was. It's just like
yeah, you just felt empty in the inside.
I didn't know what to feel, and it was more so like I know for 100% fact that she wouldn't want me to do that. Just because of the past she had been going down, like she was always the one that told me like your drive and like the way I played baseball and stuff, and I was just really good, and she saw that I was just able to do that kind of thing. So I know 100% that she wouldn't have wanted me to dwell on her like that. She was just that type of person. Like if I go, fuck it, you know. Like her sense of humor was just like amazing.
Yeah.
And so like I know for a fact that she wouldn't have wanted us to react the way, you know, my sister or my grandma did. But I can't blame them. Like
You can't blame them.
I can't like say they're selfish for that. But that's just not the path I wanted to go down. It's just really weird to have all these people come up to me and say like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Oh, nah, because I was just like, dude, like you're chilling. Like even you, when you said I'm sorry right now, I was just like, dude, just it's fine. Like
Yeah. No, it was always something I was curious about because you being my friend for the longest time, like I always see that you're a chill dude in the way you act and the way you react to certain situations. I'm just like, damn, he was raised pretty good and he's a pretty stable man.
my grandma did a good ass job.
Yeah. And I always see like every time I went to your house, I always saw pictures, I believe, of your mom,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, whatever. I always it always ran through my mind
Wait,
like
so
what
you
happened.
didn't know until like now?
I didn't know what happened until
Really?
now. I really
shit.
didn't. That
Yeah,
like
I
that was the
was-
thing. Like Pat and I never knew. Like we.
Well, Pat knew right away. I told him as soon as it happened because I missed the next day of school. It was me, Pat, and Leo. And Leo texted me, "Where you at?" And I was like, "Oh, my mom just died." Like I just texted that, and he was like, and he didn't, you know, he obviously thought it was a joke.
Yeah, but then you're like,
But I was like,
no,
nah,
seriously.
for real. And it was just like, yeah. And I went to school the next day, and it was just kind of nothing. Like I didn't mention anything. I didn't tell nobody nothing. Because the one thing that I wanted out of that was I didn't want anyone to treat me different.
sympathetic. Or anything,
I didn't want any sympathy at all because I didn't need it, honestly.
Yeah, it's
Like
just-
I just kind of like put my head down and like trucked the idea that happened, you know?
yeah,
I was like, this is a big ass block, and I'm like right then and there, as soon as it happened, I'm like, this is not gonna fuck me up. and I just kept going. I think that helped a lot.
That takes a lot, man. That really does.
Yeah, I know. And seeing how I came out after that, I just feel like I think everything and everyone I possibly can that I did react that way, because I would not be able to react to things now as good as I do. You know,
Yeah.
like things just don't get to me anymore, and things from that point, freshman year of high school, was when like I kind of became who I am today. You know,
Yeah. It molded you, and
it molded me. It taught me to chase what I like, happiness that I see for myself, and it taught me to like you can really get through anything, and like
Yeah.
and it just it all depends on your like how you take it in your mind. I mean, you just fucking just truck that shit, and I didn't. It wasn't even like, oh, I realized I'm gonna man up. I just kind of like, as it happened, I'm like, all right, I'm not even gonna dip below the scale. I'm gonna stay
yeah. Stay positive. Stay.
exactly right
stay
off
sharp.
the bat, and I feel like that helped a lot.
It's again. It really does take a lot. Like
Yeah, I
I'm
mean-
dumbfounded that you had like the ability to do that. Because knowing me, I'm an emotional kid.
Yeah, and I got scared for a while because I mean everybody like my whole family would walk up to me and be like, you know, are you okay? Do you need like and they would think I'm acting weird because I wasn't, you know,
Mm-hmm.
bawling my eyes out every day. Cuz they knew how close I was with my mom, but I feel like that's also a thing that led into it is my mom she kind of raised me in a way to kind of not give a fuck about anybody or anything, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that helped a lot. So when she went, I just kind of took her advice, you know,
Yeah.
in the sense that I knew she would have gotten pissed at me if I got upset.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, Mom, I got you.
Do you it's crazy to hear that. Like it really is. It changes my perspective now of how I view you as a person. Like it's not like me being judgmental. It's just me being
Yeah,
like,
of course.
dude, like that's fucking crazy. And that's like you're strong as fuck for doing that. Like mentally and like emotionally.
Yeah,
But one of my questions is, do you believe that happened for a reason?
100%. Definitely. I feel like things like that always happen for a reason. You know, kids born with disabilities, people dying, stuff like that. Because she wasn't happy, and
Yeah.
I knew that. I mean, she couldn't go anywhere. Her physical state was terrible, and I'm happy. Like Deeds, he just passed away. Fucking what, like 3 months ago? My dog,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I had Deeds when Mom was still around, and Deeds was kind of like me and my mom's kind of little family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was me, my mom, and Deeds. We were like our own little sister or little circle, and then my brother, sister, grandma. They were all kind of their own little circle.
Yeah.
So it's just weird. It feels like those two, my mom and Deeds, kind of just like shaped me up perfectly, you know. And it's same thing with Deeds. I'm like he was struggling for a while. You saw him.
Yeah.
He's been to my house, and Deeds was going downhill fast. I mean, he wouldn't want to get up or nothing. And it was kind of like a repeat when we had to put him down because like they brought me into the room, and I was just kind of sitting there, and I was just kind of looking at him and talking to him and stuff. Nothing crazy. And my grandma and my sister were just wrecks, you know. And
Yeah.
it just felt like an exact repeat of what happened to my mom. And it's just like I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't react the same way for my mom, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so like it for sure happens for a reason, whether it be for us or for her, you know. It's a reason for sure. I mean, hey, look at the way I turned out because of it. And I'm turning out the exact way my mom would have wanted me to, which feels great, honestly.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm a stronger man now. I mean, I'm young. I'm the youngest in the family, but I'm the only male, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like it strengthened me up to be able to take care of my grandma and my family now rather than later, you know. Like I didn't need to be, you know, 25, 28 with a family to do work around the house. Like I'm you know, fixing the toilet that has to get fixed. I'm helping my grandma, my sister with stuff around the house. I'm fixing things, you know. I just became the man of the house earlier because of that, I feel like.
Yeah.
And that was the reason
And
that all ended up that way.
yeah, and it really did strengthen you in that way. And I can only imagine how it's gonna be when you're an adult and you have your own kids and you're bringing up your own family.
Yeah.
How that's gonna turn out. And hopefully we're still friends by then.
Kind of excited for it. I think so, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so.
This is brotherhood, not a friendship. And that kind of brought me into my next question. You think she'd be happy the way she saw you, like right now?
Oh, for sure. 100%. She's just like that kind of chill. She's just like how I was as far as my humor goes.
Yeah.
She's like a chill ass dude, and I laugh at shit that like most people would be like, "Oh my god, that's like not like terrible." I'm not laughing at terrorist jokes and shit. It's just like the stuff that would probably be like negative in terms of like I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but I kind of got her like her kind of like badass humor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's just kind of like the tough lady that's just like I don't know. I couldn't explain it, but
yeah.
it's like that. She'd be happy.
Yeah. And that's great to
For
hear,
sure.
man. That's really great to hear. Yeah, that's basically your background for right now.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what got me here.
Yeah. And you're pretty tough cool and you're pretty tough cool. You're
I'm
pretty tough
cool.
You're a pretty tough kid. And I look at you more as a brother than a friend after all the shit that we've been through and
Yeah.
the projects that we're pulling up in the
Yeah, for sure.
and the business meetings we're bringing
Business meetings.
to the Golden Arcs. But
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah, we talk at McDonald's sometimes. That's what he meant by that.
Yeah. I know you know this about me, but one of my biggest like interests and one of the things that I find really interesting is space exploration. And trust me, I love astronomy, astrophysics and stuff like that. And I just wanted you to give me your thoughts of or your beliefs of what is out there in the deep dark abyss that we call space. And do you believe anything of like we can be able to travel to planets in the near future, or if there's aliens out there, or if we can travel to another planet, or wormholes and all that crazy stuff?
There's definitely aliens. I don't know if I'd call them aliens. There's definitely more life forms out there. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no fucking possible way we're gonna have an infinite universe, and there's not another. I mean, shit. There's got to be. Okay, we're talking about. Okay, here we go. We're talking about an infinite universe here, meaning there's limitless everything.
Yeah.
We probably have clones of ourselves somewhere out there. You know,
Yeah.
it's got to be somewhere. I mean, it's a fucking infinite universe. There's got to be anything and everything. There's got to be, you know, as far as we know.
As far as we know.
I also believe that we have no fucking clue what's out there. I don't know how. I don't know. We landed on the moon. And I know that for sure. Do you think?
Yeah, we definitely
Okay,
landed on.
alright,
the-
just
I'm
asking.
very pro
Moon landing.
moon landing and towards exploration and
Mhm.
the belief on there's other planets out there like exoplanets that have the Goldilocks ring where
Yeah.
it's the perfect balance where life forms can actually exist. And this is one thing that I wanted to talk about because astronomers and astrologists have also found like a bunch of other planets that are capable of inhabiting life forms like
Yeah.
human beings because they do have the perfect temperature balance and they do have water to sustain life on there. The thing is, when we are looking at those images of different planets, we're looking at them from like 100,000 light years
I see where
away,
this is
millions of
going.
light years away. So
Yeah.
we're looking at an image of the past of that planet, of what it used to look like. For all we know, if we look at that planet in the present time,
Yeah.
there could have been a meteor that hit that thing.
Impossible unless we were actually there.
Yeah, there could have been a meteor that hit that thing and
Yeah.
just obliterated the planet right in front of us,
Yeah.
and we didn't know. And the
That's
thing
what
with
I'm saying. As far as we have no fucking clue what's out there. Yeah, we have pictures and shit, but like with the whole time and space and light year shit and all the shit we're looking like the sun is an explosion, right?
yeah,
It's an explosion that's just still happening, and it's like, what would the sun look like if we were face to face with it? You know,
like real time.
because we
just-
can't actually see what it's actually looking like real time.
Yeah,
We can see what it looked like, and it's just kind of, you know, but we have no fucking clue. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's where I can see the speculation comes with people who are like, "Oh, we didn't land on the moon," because if they really wanted to, they could easily fake shit like that.
Yeah.
Like none of us have the knowledge or the power to be able to prove something like that. You know.
Unless you have like $1 billion and the legal license to launch a rocket into space and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But continuing on where I left off, sorry about that.
You're good.
Is the thing that I said about we see these planets and all these other things outside of our solar system that are millions and billions or trillions of light years away. That's the same thing for us. There could be another planet out there that's looking at us and they
Mhm.
see the prehistoric Earth before
they see dinosaurs
all of
and
that.
shit.
And they could probably see even Earth before there was life forms on it. So when it was just like a giant rock floating through space, or when
Yeah.
it was just magma and all this stuff just getting destroyed because of the meteors that obliterated the dinosaurs.
That should blow my mind.
It
You're
is,
right. You're completely right.
and it is crazy to really think about that and stuff. And space it's funny because I'm a religious person and I'm like, I lean on both sides of the spectrum where there was a Big Bang and God did create everything.
Mhm.
And when I was more into science, the Big Bang was just an explosion. And for what you said, since the universe is infinite, the explosion is still going on till this day.
Yeah.
So all these other galaxies and all these puddles of like space and stuff like that, they're still expanding.
Yeah.
So we are seeing what is like near us in this expansion. For all we know, if we went back 1 million or 1 billion years and we had the technology that we do now, we could have probably seen a lot more than what we see now.
Yeah, because everything would have been closer to us.
Exactly.
Because if we could see shit right when the bang happened, you know,
Trust me.
like a fucking grenade. If like we could freeze frame a grenade at the instant it exploded, everything's just still right there. But
Yeah.
then like now we're at the point where all the fragments are out, and Lord knows where.
Yeah.
I see
And
that.
it's really crazy to think about. Like
Yeah,
space is
really confusing. It's really like I just don't understand it, dude. Like all these black holes and shit. Like how is there something that can just pop shit out of existence? That's fucking wild. I just watched Interstellar recently for apparently the first time, even though I thought I'd seen it, but no. I just watched that shit and that shit's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
like at the end, I don't want.
the time.
Yeah.
thing. I know about that movie, and it kind of makes sense because when I was like really into science, I was just like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It was crazy the way they could visualize fucking time and how he was like falling through the fibers of space and time and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
yeah, you're tripping balls on that movie.
That
But
shit was fucking wild.
it's really crazy to think about that. Like, if we were to travel to another planet, let's say you were to travel to Mars, it would take you. There would probably be like 2 more months in the year.
Yeah, that time relativity shit is fucking wild.
Yeah.
Like there was a scene where there was I think there's like 3 of them on the ship, and then they got off and went to like this. They took like this other like I don't even know what to call it. It's like something that came off it's like a ship that comes off of the space station and goes somewhere else. They took like one of those
the
like
little
pods.
probe.
Yeah, something like that. And they took it to a planet, and I remember before they were talking about like, oh, it's time is like every like minute down here is like 20 hours on Earth or some shit like that. And so they dip and they come back, and the scene was like a I don't know, like 2-3 minute uncut scene, and then they make it back to the ship, and the third guy that they had left at the ship is like gray hair. He's old as shit, and he's like, "What'd you guys find?" And he was like, "Oh, like it's crazy to think that he went 20 years on that ship when they were 5 minutes down at that planet."
Yeah.
That shit's scary to think about.
That time relativity.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Interstellar, you should really fucking watch it, because the relationship between him and his daughter, and how he told her that, oh, by the time I come back, we might be the same exact age. And then a part of the movie, she's like, hey, Dad, we're the same age, and you haven't come back yet. And it's just like, what the fuck? Because he looks the same as when he left. But
Yeah.
everybody on Earth is getting older, and everyone, it's just, it's wild.
It's really mind-boggling.
And it's like,
stuff
how do you even...
think of that. Like,
Yeah, where is this... How do we have the evidence, and how do we know that that's how shit works.
How
do we know
There's a
about
lot
the
that goes
Big-
into
the
it with
Big Bang?
astrophysics and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not an astrophysicist myself. I'm not like into. I'm into that stuff, but I'm not like. I don't have a degree in it. I don't have my
Yeah.
doctorate's degree in it.
Yeah, you're
But,
not working in labs and shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. Like I don't know if you heard about this, but recently there was something that was affecting our solar system.
What?
The 9th planet or the 10th planet, whatever you want to call it.
All right.
And
jeez.
you want to know what it was?
What?
You know how big a grapefruit is, right? It's like
Grapefruit.
probably like
Yeah.
that big.
Yeah.
It was a black hole this big.
What the fuck?
Yeah. In the outer reaches of our solar system. And it was affecting like the polarity and the rotation of the planets.
Yeah. That's
And scientists are like, what the fuck is going on out there? They're like, what is that small thing that's like, is that another planet? And they thought it was another planet, but it was just
Oh, I did hear about that. They thought it was another planet.
yeah, but it was just a grapefruit black
Is
hole.
that the one they got the picture of?
I don't think we have a full image of what a black hole looks like, considering that black holes absorb light, and that's how what we use to take images.
Because there was that huge thing. It was on the news and everything. It was like the first ever picture of a black hole.
Well, there was I forget what it was, but it was something
I'll
in the
pull it up.
in the ballpark of that. But yeah, space.
That's just how do you
It's something beyond our
like those space
mental
telescopes and
capacity.
shit? Like
Hubble
how far can
telescope.
you really see with them shits?
dude. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot.
Like if you could see the moon from Earth, and then you
okay.
just point that shit down at like an ant, could you see like each like atom of every hair on that ant?
I'm about to blow your mind. Okay, for the
Oh,
people
jeez.
who aren't like you guys can't see this because I'm not recording it, but you see that right there?
Yeah, it's a laser pointer.
Okay, imagine this whole wall right here is the universe,
Yeah.
and this is the Hubble telescope. That's what it's taking a picture of, and that's
True.
all the galaxies and everything. Every little dot and everything. That's all the other galaxies that you see, and in those galaxies are billions and trillions of stars, and within those stars are planets orbiting it.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a demonstration of it, but that's what it is. Now imagine instead of doing that, we did this.
Oh yeah.
You know how insane that would be?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
I basically demonstrated him with the laser pointer what the Hubble telescope was doing. It's a very accurate. I forget what the actual fact is, but the pictures that it's taking, it's basically the size of like a dime or the eye of a dime or something like that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Because we
And-
could see like the footsteps on the moon, right?
Yeah.
Can't we?
I don't know, but we can definitely see if you're standing outside. If you go outside and it's nighttime right now, and you see the moon, you could definitely see craters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And with a strong enough telescope, you could definitely see that. That's crazy. I'm thinking about buying myself a telescope because
Caleb has one.
yeah, and that's how we saw that shooting star one day.
Really?
Yeah, we saw a shooting star.
On the telescope?
Yeah,
That's wild.
'Cause,
Saw the blood moon. with it.
that's crazy.
I have a picture of it. I took a picture like of my phone through the telescope.
No, but yeah, I was chilling at his house, and then we were just looking at the stuff. We were looking at the moon, and we were like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And then we were see if we could see other planets, but we just saw very bright stars, which were the other planets in our solar system. And looking towards like the planets, I took out. Ooh.
I just showed him the picture.
I just took out my eye, and we were looking at it one direction because we were trying to see the star to see if it was a planet, and when I looked, it was a shooting star, and
That's
we
fucking-
both saw it at the exact same time. And we were like, "That was a shooting star. There's no doubt about it,"
That's insane.
because it was just like, it didn't look like a plane, it didn't look like a helicopter. It looked like something was falling from the sky on fire, and it went, and it literally went
Yeah.
like that in an instant, and we were like, "That was a shooting star. There's no doubt about it." It's pretty cool.
I've seen one time, and it was the same thing. It looked like it was just fucking falling out of the sky.
It was just, phew.
Yeah.
It was extremely quick and stuff like that. But yeah, moving on from the space exploration and all that stuff. Hopefully, I blew your minds there.
I can't even think anymore.
Your interest in your hobbies. You're a very artistic guy, my guy.
I find creativity fun. Like, just playing random keys on a piano and strumming a ukulele or guitar and drawing something or anything that has to do with creativity. I like a lot. But I'm also really into like action sports and stuff. I love playing basketball. I love doing shit like that.
Yeah, everything that a regular teen would do.
Yeah,
like
I'm just a regular guy. And I do everything that I think is fun, like stuff that's different. Like, okay, one hobby that I really fell into recently because I just got a car is driving. I love driving, bro.
Driving by yourself and listening to music is a
it's
vibe.
so like, if I don't have any, like, if it, like late at night, the past like 3 or 4 nights in a row, I've just been going out and driving at like 9 at night, just driving, like just nowhere. It's just such a nice like meditation, but like I don't know how to explain it, but driving is huge too. I want to get into like go-karting. Go-karting's fun as shit.
Yeah.
I went like professional go-karting at K1 Speed Florida. You may have heard of it. Kind of got top 10 times of the week, but
I've never been.
we definitely gotta go, dude. It's insane. Like, I thought Fun Depot carts were fast. Boy, you're going 60 in a fucking go-kart on an inside track. It's insane.
Yeah, no. I'd rather.
It's actually terrifying.
Yeah, no. Driving is fun and all, but I'm kind of a pussy when it comes to that. What I like doing is I love swimming and exploring, and again I am kind of a creative person in that sense where I grew up. Music was one of my biggest hobbies in my life. I grew up playing guitar, to go into drums, to go into what was it, keyboard, saxophone, keyboard, then ukulele. And music has always just been a big part of my life, and always in the marching band, concert band, jazz band, and all that stuff, and it was just really fun.
Yeah.
And I just love it, and it just ties in with me. There's always something in my heart.
I think it's that feeling of control over what you're playing or how you're, like driving, you just have that control. Like, I'm in control of where I go. Music, you have that control. I have control of what I feel based on how I'm feeling. It's just that feeling of control. Like photography, I'm in control of taking the picture and creating an image, and it's just that kind of principle that I love to chase after, and I just love that feeling, It's just to be in control, and like with not a malintentious way. Like, I don't try to control people or anything.
Yeah.
But
Some of us do. Some people do.
yeah, and it's just I don't know. It's just really fun. Swimming is a different thing, because swimming, well, based on how you do it, like competitive swimming or just in a pool, just kind of vibing.
In a pool.
Yeah, that kind of shit's fun, because that's like I'm just in this pool of water, just kind of letting the water take control of my body,
Yeah.
Just kind of propelling yourself through. It's the closest thing we got to feeling zero gravity.
Yeah.
I really want to go on one of those zero gravity planes, bro. That's 100% on a bucket list. Probably soon.
I really bucket list. That's something that I don't know. I'm a pussy when it comes to stuff. I have this thing called agoraphobia, where I'm incredibly and deathly afraid of either machinery or physical things that I get in that I have no control or escape of.
I see that.
So it's anytime I get in an elevator, I start panicking. I start freaking out. Planes are probably like
What's it called?
agoraphobia.
Agoraphobia?
Yeah, and then
Sounds like you're afraid of blood and shit.
nah, but
That's what that sounds like.
planes are probably one of my other ones. Like last time I was on a plane, I had it was overnight trips. Dude, turbulence.
Oh
yeah. I was shitting bricks, and the airline that I was flying was not the best at all.
Spirit.
I didn't want
flying Spirit to Colorado, bitch.
You're flying Spirit to go.
Might have an impromptu skydiving.
I'm
adventure.
letting you know, this chair that I'm sitting in is 1,000% better than that chair that you're to sit in.
I know. No, I took Spirit to Chicago, but I mean, I've never experienced any other type of plane, so I wouldn't know to.
I used to fly JetBlue,
No, that's why. If you're on like,
but I was like fucking 5 last time I flew JetBlue, dude.
yeah,
I was extremely young. I was still afraid of planes, and yeah,
I love planes. When I went to Chicago, that was my first time ever being on a plane, like actual flying, and oh my god, I loved it, bro. It's just like that, like oh my god, I'm fucking high, dude. Not like drugs wise, but I'm in the air right now, above clouds and shit, and it's just something I'd never experienced, and it felt fake as fuck. Like even looking back at my pictures, I'm like,
am I
that's
just in the tunnel going light speed?
Exactly. It's just it's weird, and I just love that feeling of getting into something that I had no clue about, and just like exposing myself to it, especially since I've heard about it for so long, and actually like getting to fly. I flew by myself the first time too. And it just felt fucking incredible, bro. It felt fake. It really did. Like people say, oh, when you see mountains for the first time, they look fake. It's the same thing when you fly for the first time if you haven't flown your whole life. It feels fake.
Yeah, I remember I've flown before. I wasn't like, I don't know. I never sat by the window.
I'd be mad if I didn't sit by the window.
I never sat by the window. I never sat in the aisle seat.
You sat right in the middle.
I sat right in the middle. Yep, I'm a psychopath, baby. Cause fuck the window. Cause I would freak out, have a panic attack, break that window, and try to jump out like a crazy person.
Yeah.
And that aisle seat is just like looking down that long tunnel and just fucking freaks me out, man.
Yeah.
It really, I don't know what it is, but that middle seat is just like, I look to my left, there's somebody there. I look to my right, there's somebody there. I'm trusting these people to keep me safe.
To break your fall.
Yeah, no, but I don't know. Flying is something that I want to get my fear over my fear.
Yeah,
I want to get over that because
we're gonna be traveling. I'm traveling for the podcast. I almost forgot I'm a part of this podcast.
yeah,
This
yeah,
interview feels so like
yeah. What are your dream destinations to go?
dream destinations. Oh Jesus. I had one in mind that I forgot about. What was it?
Name's top 5 right now. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh,
Lightning round. Go, 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 go.
Hawaii.
Gay.
Turks and Caicos.
What?
Turks and Caicos?
Turkey.
Turks and Caicos.
Okay, next one. Go, go, go.
Jesus, bro. I don't.
Go, 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 go.
Egypt. Fuck it. Norway. I want to go to Norway. Switzerland. Alaska. Greenland. Canada.
I'm pretty sure you already went past 5, but okay.
I know, but I'm feeling the vibe now.
Go, 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 go. Don't stop, don't
Grand
stop.
Canyon. Yellowstone. Is that the same thing?
Can we talk about? Okay, I'm a really I'm kidding.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm really into science, and I'm sorry to cut you off. But did you know that there's an extremely gigantic volcano under Yellowstone Park that can erupt any second?
Really?
Yeah.
I think I heard something about that.
Why do you think there's? Well, okay.
Oh, the geysers.
The geysers there is the
Old
steam
Faithful.
being let out, but there is a fucking gigantic magma ball of fucking lava just sitting like under Yellowstone, basically. Something of that.
So
I didn't-
scratch Yellowstone. I'm not trying to get obliterated.
They say that thing is not gonna explode. I don't think
No.
it is.
It's like
Because if it did,
completely
it would fucking. They said that if it did explode, it would. The carbon dioxide clouds and the carbon monoxide, whatever the fuck it's called, the cloud would literally cover like basically the whole entire United States.
yeah, for sure.
Because they say that thing is gigantic, like fucking huge, dude.
I'm gonna have to look that shit up tonight. Sounds really interesting. Yeah, dude, traveling for sure. I'm going everywhere. So I mean, picking a top 5
anywhere
is
you
kinda
gotta
hard.
go.
Facts.
I just started my. Yeah, okay. Catch me anywhere you can go. But yeah,
Yeah, dude. This podcast is now a hobby that I'm hyped about.
yeah. Helping people out, meeting people at Paradise.
Just talking, just sharing ideas and
I also wanted to say something about this. It's not only about Jeff Talks. It's about the Miles Zero podcast and everything. I most likely will say this at the end of the episode too, because I want to wrap this up right now. Don't think life is about perfection. It's all about progress.
facts.
And that's something that I want to tie into my my brand and our brand.
Hell yeah.
It's about progress, not perfection.
I had a quote on the Mile Zero Instagram. Follow us, Mile Zero Podcast. It says, what was it? Go on Mile Zero Instagram, you'll find it. How about that? But I'll let Jeff wrap this up now.
Yeah. Thank you, Kyle, for joining me.
Of course.
I really do appreciate it. You're a great first guest to be on this.
I feel honored, really.
Yeah. You know.
First guest as a Jeff Talks.
Yeah. Welcome. Well, thank you for joining me in this Jeff Talks
To
episode.
start a whole new podcast. Welcome to Jeff Talks.
No. No.
This is exciting. I'm kind of hyped to hear other people's
Opinion.
interviews. Yeah.
And stuff like that.
That's
It
gonna
really-
be fun to listen to.
It's going to be something else. But I just wanted to say thank you, brother, for
course.
joining me on this episode. I don't know when this is going to come out. I'll set a perfect date for it, but I'll see you on the
Yeah.
next one, guys.
Look for more Jeff Talks. Gonna be litty.